Hello everybody, today I'm here to talk about my goals for 2018. So 2018 is literally almost here. I know everyone's gonna say, I can't believe 2017's over. But I mean, who really can believe? The year always flies by. It's just how it goes. So I've done a ton of these videos in the past. I wanna say for the past 4 or 5 years, I have done one every single year. So I will link those all down below. As with all of these videos that I do, I reflect back on my goals of the last year to see if I achieved those or not. And then I talk about my next year's goals. So we're gonna first start off with my 2017 goals, which again, I'll link right here and down below for you to see and to see if I accomplished all of those goals or not. So my first goal in 2017 was to read 35 books. I have read, I think, 100 books this year or 101. It's one of those two. I think this is my best, I think 2017 was my best reading year, I think, of all of the years I've been on BookTube, or maybe the second best. I cannot fathom that I've read 100 books. I don't know what to say. But either way, I accomplished that goal. Like, I smashed it, really. Second goal was to read a classic. I didn't do that. I have learned, I think every single year I've put up one of these goals, every single year I have put to read a classic on it, and every single year I fail. I think the bottom line is I am a person that just doesn't enjoy classics, or I don't like to put my pressure, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll read a classic, but I just really, if I'm honest, have no desire to, which I know is probably really bad to say, but yeah, I didn't accomplish that goal. I really failed at that, so not surprised if I'm honest. My next goal was to read the Young Elites trilogy by Maria Lu, which I did do. So I did that goal like in January. I read all 3 books. I was like, I'm gonna start off the year really, really good. I put that on there because I've had that trilogy, the whole completed trilogy, on my shelf for like over 2 years. And I was like, if I'm not gonna read it this year, it's gone. So I read it, I completed it, I really enjoyed it. So yay, another goal. And my last goal, because only 4 goals, was to read more diversely, which I think I did okay with. I would put a halfway yes, halfway no on this answer, because I feel like I did read more diversely, but I could always read more diversely. It had a better understanding of reading more diversely. Like, it was on my conscience, it was on my mind to read more diversely. I feel like next year in particular I'm going to read a lot more diversely, because even in the first couple of months of the year there's like 5 diverse books I really want to read, and a couple of them are own voices, so I feel like I'm going to do really well on this for 2018. So for 2017 I feel like I did okay with that. Not 100% amazing, but not the worst. I still always can read more diversely. So those are my 2017 goals. Overall, I think I did pretty good. Happy with my progress. Now moving on to my 2018 goals. So my first goal is to read 50 books. I would like to say I'll accomplish that. I think I will. It depends if, the only way I could see that not happening is if I have another child in 2018, which could happen or could not. We'll have to, time will tell. Something really crazy happens in my life. I think 50 is a more reasonable goal. I don't think I'm going to push I don't think I'm going to push myself as hard as I did this year. I think this year, I feel like I flip-flop every single year with quality over quantity. Last year, in 2016, I was really, really amazing with the quality of books over quantity, but in 2017 I flipped that, and I feel like I read, I don't know, I feel like I read more quantity than quality. I do feel like I read a lot of amazing books this year, but I really focused on the number, which is not necessarily a good thing. So I think this year is going to be a lot more quality books again. So 50 books is my goal. I'm also contemplating just setting my Goodreads goal to 1 book so I don't have to worry about it. We'll have to see. My second goal and my biggest goal for 2018 as far as reading goes is to read more adult books. So I am 29 years old, so I'll be 30 in 2018. Like, oh, I don't want to think about that. I really don't. Not because I'm older, I feel like I should read more adult books. It's because I want to. I love YA books. That is my love. I love them so much. But I have been having a feeling in this past year especially to read more adult books. And that is such a huge spectrum within that. Like, the adult books is just a big umbrella. There's so many genres that I really love within adult that I want to read more of. Chick lit, I read that a lot. I want to read more of. Thrillers, I really come to love as well. I want to read more of those. And the biggest genre within adult that I really want to dive into more is literary fiction. I have just had a real nagging feeling in my heart lately to read more literary fiction, and I want 2018 to be the year I just read more adult books in general. I'm talking about to the scope of where I read 60% YA books books and 40% adult books. I would love to give them 50-50 as much as possible. So if I do read 100 books, let's say within this year, I want to read like 50 YA books and 50 adult books. I don't know how that's going to go. There's a ton of adult books on my TBR shelf that I really want to read. There's a ton of adult books coming out next year that I really want to read. But either way, I just want to read more adult books. That's just my thing, especially literary fiction. I just want to read more from that genre. So yeah, that's like my big goal of 2018, honestly. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to read a lot of YA, because trust me, I'm going to read just as much. I just want to read a little bit more adult books. Speaking of reading different things, my third goal is to read more middle grade novels. So middle grade novels is the one genre I really never venture into. I've read maybe a couple every year. I think last year I didn't read any. This year I want to read at least 5 to 10. That's the number I'm giving myself. It's a very broad number, 5 to 10 books. There's already like 3 on my shelf right now that I want to read, that I know I'm going to read next year. So I just want to read a little bit more. I don't want it to become my main genre that I pull from, which I guess should not be the case with any genres. You should just read all of them. But I just want to read a little bit more middle grade. They're just fun, they're lighthearted, and they're just so full of adventure. And here's so many amazing middle grade novels that I'm always like, oh, I should read that. Now you have to read this other book. I just want to read more middle grade novels. My fourth goal is to cut down my TBR. My TBR pile is gone insane. I feel like 2017 was the year where I just got all of the books. And I'm just so lucky that publishers will send me books. I can request books. Sometimes I was a little heavy-handed with requesting books. I'm trying to be a little bit more realistic about requesting for books. Like, I better request this and I better read it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to request something that I'm like, oh, that looks interesting, I'll request it. No, I'm going to request something that I know I'm going to read it. Also buying too. I don't want to buy something I'm like, oh, I'm interested in that. No, I need to read it. So this year I really want to reduce my TBR pile. Now my TBR shelf I'd say is from anywhere from like 60 to 70 books, which to you may be a lot, not a lot. To me, that's a little bit a lot for me. So I want to try to keep it at like 30. I don't know how it's going to go because there's new releases every single month this year that I'm interested in. So I don't know. I just really want to work on honing, like cutting my TBR shelf down. My last goal for myself is to listen to more audiobooks. I love audiobooks. I try to read some every single year. Sometimes it's better than that, sometimes not. 2018, I kind of want to read a little bit more. I drive a lot. I don't like have a long commute, but I drive every single day. So I just want to make it a habit of listening to more audiobooks because I really enjoy them. And whether that's rereading Harry Potter, listening to it, or rereading other ones, I think I'm gonna listen to Ready Player One by Ernest Cline because the movie's coming out soon. And I've already read the book, but I want to listen to it. So I just want to audiobook more, if that makes any sense. So those are my 5 goals. Not a ton, but I think they're all very manageable. But like I said, the main thing I'm focusing on in 2018 is to read more adult books. So hopefully that'll happen. Let me know some of your favorite adult books. Like I said, the genres I really like are literary fiction. I want to read that more. I want to read more chick lit. I love chick lit. I want to read more thrillers. You know, if any of your favorite, like within that genre, please leave them down below because I'm looking for a lot of, you know, recommendations and things that I can read. So there you have it. Please also share your 2018 goals. Are you setting a lot of goals up for yourself? Or are you just trying to keep them reasonable? I would love to hear what you're hoping to achieve in 2018. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I can't wait to share all bookish things with you in 2018, which will be here very, very soon. Bye, guys.